welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to Roblox games that failed horribly. So you guys know, like, for example, if we go to Roblox right here, you take a look at some games. These are all some big games, right? But I'm sure you can probably think of some games that you used to play that have failed horribly, aka meaning they used to have a lot of players and now they don't. There's not really any games I could think of at the top of my head. Actually, no, I lied. You know where I could find some games that probably have failed horribly? In my favorite. But today, we are going to be reacting to an amazing video from DocuBlocks. This is actually my first time ever reacting to DocuBlocks. But yeah, for example, we can use Frontlines as an example. This is a great game, but sadly, it doesn't have as many players as it used to. I think this game, if I'm not mistaken, used to average like 3K players, maybe even more. It's a great game though, seriously. It's a great game. Kind of got repetitive. But yeah, there's just so many games out here on the Roblox website that are just not as big. For example, Football Fusion, Arsenal. These games are still killing it, right? But they're not as big as they used to be. I feel like Football Fusion used to average like 10K all the time. Arsenal used to average like over 10K. I mean, to be fair, I'm recording this video at 5 a.m. so the players will seem a little lower than normal, but I think y'all get the point, right? Y'all get the point, right? There's a bunch of games here that have lost a lot of players. And today, we are going to be reacting to some of the best games that have failed horribly. And by the way, I'm not saying like Arsenal and like those games failed horribly. I'm just saying like it's only normal for things to fall off and come back and stuff like
Roblox
that.
Games
That's just how it is.
Despite being loved by many, failed horribly.
Word.
And today, we'll be discussing all of them, starting off with Anime Adventures. Developed by Gamu, Anime
I think
Adventures
I know this
is
game,
a tower defense game
but
where
I don't
you
know
use
exactly.
popular anime characters from Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and other shows to protect your base from waves of enemies. Similar to other tower defense games, the players earn gems by defeating the enemies and bosses, which they can then use to summon heroes for support.
I've honestly
The
never
game
played
was
one
a
of these
massive
games.
hit, with many hopping in to play using their favorite anime characters. And the hype around the game grew even more when famous YouTubers started playing it, making it one of the most talked about games in the Roblox community.
That's a lot of average
But
players.
on December 21, 2023, the game would suddenly disappear from the Roblox homepage.
I think I know
It
why.
was revealed that the game was shut down
I remember
due
this.
to a DMCA takedown request by GameFam on behalf of the popular anime streaming site Crunchyroll. Since the game was using assets and IP from another anime-themed game, My Hero Academia, the developers had to comply and temporarily take
Bro, I made a video about this. I remember you made a video. Yeah, I made a video about this. Yo, I remember that was like last December, like 2023 December.
from the platform. However, the developers promised that the game would be back, which gave the fans a sense of relief. But the game was not re-released even after a year, as many started questioning the intention of the developers. It was later revealed that the developers had actually resolved the DMCA strike within 2 days. However, due to the fear of being sued, the game never made a comeback. But the real concern for many gamers isn't just about missed releases. It's the constant battle with lag that can ruin the experience. But I have a tool that can help you achieve a lag.
Is this a promo?
Free gaming experience. A lot of players quit playing after encountering lag or high packet loss on the games they play, whether due to poor connection or optimization. And if you come across the same problem, you can just launch Gear Up, and with the click of a button, you can
promo
and many more. Back to the video. After knowing this, many fans were furious and disappointed, especially those who had spent a ton of Robux in buying in-game purchases.
That sucks. Like
I spent over 250,000 Robux. Why the f did they delete it? I want my Robux back from Anime Adventures. Seeing this, some of the staff from Anime Adventures started working on a new game called Anime Vanguards, which looks similar to the original. However, things aren't looking great for players who spent Robux on Anime Adventures, as they probably won't get it back. As players wait for Anime Vanguard's release, the next game on...
But like, if you think about it, like, it's literally impossible to refund something on Roblox. Because if you buy something, let's say for 50 Robux, Roblox takes a tax of that 50 Robux, and then you get the rest. So you get 70%, Roblox gets 30%. So it's not like you can even do a refund because Roblox already took your money. Taking Roblox took your money too.
On the list,
but yeah, that would suck. That would suck. Seriously.
Failed to make its comeback due to one of
like,
the most common problems
and then the
that
game
every
goes
Roblox
away.
game goes through. Released on September 3, 2018, Camping is a horror-style story game developed by Samson16.
But that's something I feel like people should be aware at. I'll be honest with you. If you're playing Roblox, you should be aware that if you buy something, just know you can never get your Robux back. That's something that people should be aware of.
The game is about a group of players.
So you could take that risk on a game. Obviously, yes, it sucks, but like you could take that risk if you want on like a game.
Camping out in a place called Specky Woods, with the main objective of surviving for 3 days and nights before the monsters catch you. In order to survive, players have to use items like medkits, flashlights, and lucky coins scattered around the map to help them stay alive. However, what made the game unique was its unpredictability, as it was one of the very few story games with an interactive gameplay. Not only that, players also get to interact.
Why the heck do I look like Dennis Daly now thinking about it?
With the story
Why
through
did
their
I,
characters.
yo, I never noticed that for a
After the
second. Why did
success
I
of
like,
camping,
I low-key thought of myself when I
would
saw
go on
that.
to release 4 more games. Camping 2,
The heck
Hotel,
was that? I
and
never watched Dennis
Live.
Daly before. I've just heard of him.
Developed.
Hold on, let me see
the
that
game
again.
unique was its unpredictability, as it was one of the very few story games with an
I'm just wearing
interactive
sunglasses,
gameplay.
but like,
Not only that, players also get
What
to
the
interact
heck?
with the story through their characters.
That's crazy, man.
After the
That's
success of
nuts.
camping, Samson16
Oh, I remember
would go
camping.
on to release 4 more games: Camping 2, Hotel, Mansion, and finally Armageddon. It took 2 more years before he finally released the last game of the camping series.
Chat,
But
y'all think I
by
look like
then,
Dennis Daly?
The story genre on Roblox had become saturated with new games that often felt like clones or rip-offs of camping games. Since most of his games started getting repetitive, players started to shift to other experiences like Break-In and Attack on Albert, which had a better story and gameplay. Despite this, camping still holds a special place in the heart of many players, as the game that revolutionized the story game genre in the Roblox
Yeah, because of the
community.
hair?
But
Facts,
the
facts.
next game was so violent and disturbing that Roblox literally had
I
to
feel
take
like I
it
don't
down
really
not
look like
once,
Dennis Daly that
but
much.
twice.
Maybe just I do because
And
of the hair.
The game
right
we're
now.
talking
My hair
about
don't
is
even look like this.
Robio. Developed by Meme
What the heck
McCoy,
did I just see?
Robio is a scientific experimentation game that became popular due to its controversial gameplay and mechanics. In the game, the players take the role of scientists with the objective of using the test subjects as guinea pigs by injecting different kinds of fluids, causing them to transform and disfigure randomly. Despite its controversial nature, the game gained massive popularity with Roblox content creators like Flamingo creating videos on the game, drawing in tons of players. But the game's portrayal of disturbing experiments didn't go well with the moderation team, leading to the game getting banned from the platform.
That seems a little
This didn't
AO.
stop Meme McCoy from releasing a new and updated
That
version
seems a
by
little AO
renaming
for
the test
Roblox.
subjects to inmates and a couple of other changes. However, his efforts would go in vain as the moderation team found this was also in violation of the policies, and the game was taken down again. Unsurprisingly, ever since the game's removals, developers started creating Robio spin-offs, with many creating games based on memes and other popular trends. However, the players weren't
What did I
impressed as
just
they
see?
found the games totally different and lacked the appeal of the original, with one stating, "I personally found Robio really fun, but I no longer really have interest in these games because they are usually only meme viruses. It's really annoying when the game is just jokes and completely unserious." So, on
never
September
played
25,
Robio.
2018,
I don't even
Meme
think I've ever
McCoy
heard
released
about
the
it.
third and final version, Rocanics, which totally replaced the test subjects from humans to robots. There were a lot of expectations from fans as the game was developed by the same developer of the original hit. However, the game fell flat and players didn't show the same level of support as they did with Robio, as it struggles to even reach 50 active players. But
Wow.
the next game on the list saw its downfall after the developer was accused of multiple controversies. Repull Minigames is a popular Roblox game full of minigames with the players having to survive till the end to win. The game was developed by Repull, who began his journey way back in 2008. After the success
Damn, man. 08? Holy smokes.
of Repull Minigames, he started
Man,
working
that's
on
a
his
long
next
time ago.
project, Rovive, which was inspired by the popular game Rust. But this was when
Robot's
everything
still alive,
started
though?
to fall
Really?
apart. On August 14, 2021, a Twitter user, Psycam, posted a tweet accusing Repull of scamming the developers who were working on his project.
God.
According to the user, The developers were promised compensation even if the games didn't make it to the public. However, after a year of hard work,
Oh, I think
the
I heard
developers
this
didn't
before.
receive any payment for their work. And, to make matters worse, Repo also cut off all communication and even left the Discord server of the developers.
That's weird.
However, on April 29th, 2022, the Roblox RTC Twitter put out a tweet announcing that Repo had deleted his Roblox account and left the internet for good. This was a shocker for many, as people genuinely loved his minigames, which also left many wondering what made him take such a step. Soon after, a YouTuber named Bling McQueen would release a video titled The Repo Allegations. In the video, he addressed multiple allegations about Repo, including him talking inappropriately to someone not of age. This was supported by another YouTuber, Schlep, who also came out with more evidence backing up the claim. Until now, Repo has failed to respond to the allegations, as even his once popular game with more than 300 million visits struggles to attract more than 10 active players. But
that's wild.
The next game we're covering is no different.
Let me know, would you guys want to see me react to SHOUTOUT videos? I think that's how you say it. I actually seen some of his videos. He has great content. He like exposes a bunch of people.
He went from being one of the most loved games to nothing more than a cheap clone due to excessive greed of the developers. Released on February 10th, 2018. Mining Simulator is a game where players mine blocks, sell them for coins, and use those coins to buy better tools and accessories, which give varying buffs to players. It was one of the very first games developed by Rumble Studios, who would release a ton of games later on.
But it's a simulator.
With the success of Mining Simulator, the developers decided to release a new game,
Mining Sim Champ. Really? I never heard of Mining Sim.
By storm, as it quickly surpassed Mining Simulator in terms of both the active player count and number of visits.
This game just looks like brain rot. I see this UI.
Making it one of Rumble Studios' biggest games. After a couple of other releases, Rumble Studios announced that they were working on the sequel to Mining Simulator.
How have I never heard of these games? I swear I live under a rock, dude. I don't know anything on this Roblox platform other than Southwest Florida and Greenville and Driving Empire. That's all I know.
Initially, players were thrilled as they got to play a new version of their favorite game, hoping there would be new features in it. However, the excitement quickly faded when the game looked like a clone of Bubblegum Simulator. With the addition of eggs and other similar features, the fans felt that it was more of an egg opening simulator than a mining simulator. The game quickly fell off as many saw it as a copycat rather than a new experience that many Roblox games are guilty of. Not only that, just 4 months after the sequel's release, the original mining simulator stopped receiving updates as Rumble Studios shifted their focus to new games. Even now, it still maintains a low player base with an average of around 500 active users when compared to its all-time peak reaching thousands of players. But the next game failed to maintain its momentum, despite having a great start as it eventually took down the entire company with it. Overlook Bay is a Roblox game which was inspired by popular experience games like Welcome to Bloxburg and Adopt Me. It was developed by Wonderworks Studio along with the star creator Megan Plays. In the game, players can adopt pets, explore the world, and complete quests, making it one of the top Roblox games at the time. As the game grew in popularity, Wonderworks Studio announced that they would be releasing an improved version of Overlook Bay, Overlook Bay RP. However, this decision would turn out to be a big mistake. When the game was finally released, many players started to leave the game as most of them lost their levels and other features that they had in the original game, along with several bugs that ruined the player experience. So, with no other option, the developers had to bring back the original game. But even that didn't go smoothly, as the re-released version wiped the data of many players, causing them to lose all of their items. On top of that, the repetitive nature of the gameplay made it boring for players who were used to similar games like Adopt Me. So, on September 21st, 2023, Wonderworks Studio released the sequel of the Overlook Bay series,
I just could see how this is
2.
like stinky.
However, the game never lived up to its expectations, garnering only 5 million visits and earning the reputation as one of the worst sequel games in Roblox history. However, despite being one of the biggest FPS games, The game we're talking about next would simply come crashing down because the developers simply got bored of it. Counterblocks is a first-person
I
shooter
played
game that was
Counterblocks
inspired
when I
by
first started.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Bro, I haven't
The
played
game
this game since 2019.
mostly catered to a younger audience who are cut off from the experience of FPS games, making it one of the fastest-growing games in the platform. Later, a remastered
played
version was
CS:GO.
released as the game would get its very own competitive league, which supported young players to showcase their skills to the world. But on
No
July
way.
11, 2022, the game was temporarily closed after a source code leak, with one of the members from the Rolf team stating, "We intend on bringing the game back, but it will take some time. We have no intentions of just letting the game fester, so I kindly ask for your patience." However, these kinds of issues weren't entirely new, as right from the start, the game has been criticized for being a ripoff of CS:GO, with many calling out the developers for lack of originality. Even though it successfully replicated most of the aspects of CS:GO, which includes gameplay mechanics, weapons, and maps, it also failed to bring in new features that made it completely unique. The lack of originality and innovation made it extremely vulnerable when CS:GO announced that they will be free to play. This made it easier for the players to choose, as there were very few reasons to pick Counterblocks over the original. Not only that, the rise of hacking and cheating was so common that a lot of servers had at least one or more players using hacks. But the final nail in the coffin was when the developers began to ignore their audience, shifting their focus to their dream
looking at
project,
Arsenal gameplay?
a game that would eventually go on to win the Roblox Game of the Year award. If you're wondering what happened,
Oh. Wait, the people who made Counterblocks made Arsenal? Oh, they didn't fall off. Dude, everything happens for a reason. Rolf, I just noticed, yeah, those are the people who made Arsenal. And who cares? Put Counterblocks in the ditch. If you got, it's funny because I was just talking about Arsenal. What the heck? Rolf, can I look at their experience? They do own Counterblock. What? No way. Counterblock still got 1K players. That's good. In my opinion, Arsenal's from what it ain't now. Now, Arsenal kind of, that's what I just said before this video. Let me know what you guys think about Arsenal. I love Arsenal, but it's just boring. It gets repetitive, and they don't really update the game that much. Let me know, though. I'm just kind of surprised of how big, what the heck is this? I'm just surprised of how big Rivals is. Rivals is huge. And I feel like it's so similar to Arsenal. But like the player difference is crazy. Like 6.1k players. Don't worry about that game right there, by the way. And then where's Rivals? Rivals got 86k players. Like they literally have like 80,000 more players. They literally have 80,000 more players. And like the games are so similar. Since Rival came out, Arsenal and Gunfire just made facts. Facts. To be fair, Rivals is such a good game. It's really well built and it's new. It's new. You got to remember. It's crazy to think that this game ain't even a year old and it's this big. That's crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this video though. Huge shout out to DocuBlocks. Hit that like and subscribe button. Go watch this video where I show you guys me showing you crazy Roblox news. Anyways, peace.